Hi, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here. And today I'm so happy to have my E-flite Viper 90mm back out here. It's been a little while because the last time I had it out wasn't on video, but I landed a little bit hard, and the landing gear was sticking on the main. One of the mains had bent just enough where it wasn't letting it move in and out, and if it landed and compressed and I didn't realize it and I flew it and I tried to put the retracts up, then that wheel was catching on the bottom of the plane. So I got some ordered, and it looked like it was going to come in July, and Horizon pushed the back order on those landing gear clear out to December, and I got a little frustrated. And so I started looking around trying to figure out if there was an option. And I even seen somebody posted on Facebook, is there another option? Because that's a long time to wait to fly this airplane. But what I found was that the FMS Super Scorpion 90mm had almost exactly the same landing gear. And if you just take what they ship you and put it on there, you'll never even notice the difference. What I tried to do was, there's a little stud that goes into the retract. I tried to leave that, and where it goes into the standoff for the landing gear, that little piece, the opening there is just a little bit different. But if you use the whole thing, it's exactly the same, and even the wheels and everything look identical. Let's get this thing in the air and have some fun. All right, it's all ready to go. Let's go one click on the flaps for takeoff. Throttle cut off. Let's see if no safe set up, so we're on our own here, but it should be good. We do have just the tiny breeze coming out of the south. That's why we're taking off that direction. Should be good. Let's go. Rotating, slowing the throttle down, flaps up, gear going up. Nice. Like I said, it has been a little while since I've been able to have this out and enjoy it, so it feels really nice to have this in the air. It's such a good airplane. A lot of people still watching that video where I crashed this thing, and it's like a never-ending reminder. Don't go slow and turn. You're gonna crash it. So I appreciate it, but boy, I wish it never would have happened. I am flying with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery today, guys. It's a Gen 1, so it does have the little tail for balance charging if you want to use the old charger styles. But it works with the smart charger too. And it's so awesome that these will set themselves up for discharge if you end your flight early, like I tend to do. I usually only fly 5 minutes or so. Because I haven't flown in a while, I am just doing some nice casual flying here. In fact, quarter throttle here on this pass. Now, I mentioned a minute ago that I've repaired this plane, and when it crashed, it tore up the fuselage pretty bad, so I replaced the whole fuselage, put everything that was in the old one into this, and everything worked. I don't think I had to replace anything. Now, it is missing the gear door over the front wheel, but it doesn't seem to affect it that much, so I'm okay with it. Nice low aileron roll there. Carrying a little speed, harder bank turn. Taking it up into the loop. Way up there. Nice and easy. Barely any stick movement for that loop, by the way. I barely did anything. Such a beautiful flying jet, guys. So happy to have this back. I've thought about flying it and I put it away. In fact, I did fly it one time, and after I landed, that one gear was stuck where it's like bent for absorbing the hit, and I was like, all right, we just gonna put it up, order the thing, and fix it before we fly it and mess something up. And I got the parts today, fixed them at lunchtime, and thought I better get this out today. I want to fly it so bad. It's such a beautiful day. This thing is flying so good. I'm glad that there's almost nobody here. There's a few people clear at the front of the park. They're out there in the soccer fields, which is way the other end. And so I definitely feel like I got the place to myself. I love taking a turn like that with jets. I think that's the most cool looking thing. When I come past nice and low, I'll show you guys here on this pass. It's always on the exit pass. So as it's coming away from me, up here close, come by, and then about a 45 and pull up and let it climb to the turn. I think that looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of how fighter jets look usually when they take off. They usually tend to climb out like that. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Playing around with the slow speed capability here. One funny thing is or not funny, but possible, is if I were to touch down doing that, it's so level that it probably sit down like a belly landing, but I don't want to do that. Take it straight up, and we'll roll it over. This airplane, I'm just shaking off a little bit of rust today, guys. So I was just thinking, oh, I could do some inverted, but you know what? Probably not. Let's not stress out on this flight. Just keep doing some nice easy passes, some rolls, a loop, just some basic stuff. In fact, when I took it straight up, I was like, am I gonna try to tumble this thing? Because I know it can do it, but I've not had really great feelings when I do it. So I usually don't. I know that it does it, but it's not my thing with jets. Save that for my sport 3D planes. That felt a little bit funky. I pulled up a little too high there on that turn at under half throttle. That's why you kind of have that 45 when you climb out. And I had it in too close for one thing. I usually get it out here a little ways when I make this turn. That happens to be where I did that crash, is down at that end. So it does make me a little bit nervous. Rolling as I come out of the turn. A little easier when it's away from you. And I'm getting a little bit into myself here, so maybe it's time to check the gear out. My radio is doing the 5-minute timer. So let's bring it on this pass. We'll do the gear. Gear coming down. Nice slow speed, as somebody has pointed out that the retracts like a little bit less speed. Don't need that extra air friction. And another person pointed out that the airplane, a real aircraft or full scale is what I mean, are always straight when they lower those flaps. So I do tend to try to do this. And here we go, full. And we're going to be away from us, but you know what? And I was leaning a little bit because it started going towards the bleachers over here. I'm going to go pick it up instead of trying to taxi clear through all this grass. So guys, man, that felt good to fly today. Getting the Viper out is always a great time. Big thanks to Kevin. Man, I don't know. I was not going to fly EDFs, and Kevin's like, you got to fly that Viper. And I've been hooked ever since. So thanks, Kevin. And this Viper 90 is a beautiful airplane. Flies so good. If you guys are interested in getting into flying EDFs and the budget's not a concern, the 90mm Viper handles so good. It is really worth the money. And I flew for a solid 5 minutes, and I still had 40% left on a 500 or a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. And that's pretty good flight time for an EDF jet. You don't get that out of most of the military planes or some of the smaller ones. 3.5 minute flights. So it's kind of nice to be able to get that extra time out of an EDF jet, and it doesn't hurt that it's a nice size and it looks good. So yeah, big thanks to the Lord for a beautiful day today, guys, and I appreciate all your guys' support. I really appreciate everybody that watches the videos. And if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up and leave some great comments. Until next time, I'm Grandpa Gary, and I just got here.